Hi, spots and cheap pops, ladies and gentlemen. This is Silicon Steve Valley, and I'm joined by Vladi and Valli, the reigning Purple Nurple champion, and it's WrestleMania season, and it's also AEW. And we're going to talk about, again, this storyline that continues to get better and better and better every week. We're talking Bloodline, but specifically we're talking Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, making their way back, finally getting their friendship back in order, embracing after a tumultuous exchange earlier in the night. And all things are good with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the first time in a long time. Thanks in part to Cody Rhodes calling both men out. And Sami Zayn said, you know what? I've given you my speech. Let me hear what you wanted to say, Kevin. And we find out Kevin Owens was actually really, really hurt that he didn't feel like Sami wanted to be his friend anymore. And that was the whole reasoning behind him not wanting to team with Sami this time.
Right.
And that's revealed in that moment. And then Vladi, heavy moment. Kevin's about to get in this really nice car. I didn't love the color, but nice car. And Sami stops him and he says, hey, look, I don't care if we fight the bloodline together. I don't care. And if you ever want to talk to me, that's fine. You're wrong about me not wanting to be your friend. We are our friends and we'll always be friends. We're brothers. And I want you to know I love you. And you saw Kevin almost like hug him right there. And he's like, and he was like, and he just drove away. And Sami just saying, doing everything else. That's the last thing Sami could do. Finally admitting his love for his friend.
Yeah.
And then when Sami's getting beat down by the Usos later in a just almost a perfect completion to this reunion, you hit KO's music as Sami Zayn's getting beat down by the Usos. And KO comes out, just lays the Usos to waste. The fans anticipating a reunion, the fans chanting, hug it out. And then boom, that moment, the two come together and the huge pop that come with it. And then they start eyeing their probable, as we all thought for a while, their probable WrestleMania opponents for the undisputed tag team championship, the Usos. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, a part of the story that has really picked up the last couple weeks. And honestly, Vladi, I'm going to admit this. I actually teared up. I really did. The I love you moment really almost teared me up. I didn't cry, but I welled up. And then later that night when they finally embraced, it was like, wow, that's how you do it. And kudos again to Triple H and everything that he's done with this storyline and all the major players that have been involved, including Paul Heyman, I'm sure is a brain behind it. Vladi Dottie, does this story just cinematically and story-wise and even the acting, everything about this and the matches, it just continues to get better and better. Your reaction to what we saw on SmackDown this past Friday night?
It's like a Scorsese masterpiece, but for professional wrestling. They are really showing how incredibly diverse in terms of entertainment, in terms of storylines, and in terms of character turns, that the fans can't help but get sort of close to these characters at this point. And for Kevin Owens to be that vulnerable for the first time, and then you realize their history, how far they go back, their whole dream has come true, and we're witness to it. And then you have Sami, who is intertwined with the actual bloodline, and how these friends for life are coming back together, true brothers, and fighting together against the Usos and the bloodline. And who's part of the quarterback of this team is Cody and Wace, bringing them together. And it ties to the main event. And it ties to the power of Cody at this moment, where his influence and his friendship with these guys help bring them together again. They are on such an incredible path with the storyline, and for it just all end on that final night of WrestleMania with Roman and Cody, it's just a thing of beauty, and there's no denying it at this point. It's just we can all see it happening, and it's like we're along for the ride, and we're all enjoying it.
Thank you so much for listening and watching High Spots and Cheap Pops.
hit the subscribe button, then please comment, share. Let's build this community, and thank you for getting us over 100 subscribers.